What up, what up? Got the original Lone Wolf coming at y'all real quick. I'm gonna make a quick little video. I'm sitting here getting ready to go to work. Uh-oh, damn. Hang on, guys. Let me turn this down. I'm sitting here getting ready to go to work, so this video is not gonna be long at all. I just want to reiterate for all of you dyslexic, dysfunctional, brain dead, amnesia having ass people. Okay? This video is for y'all. I want to open up by saying this. This time 4 years ago, y'all was throwing Donald Trump out of the fucking office. Y'all had nothing but bad things to say about this motherfucker. Now all of a sudden y'all want him. Now all of a sudden, oh, the percentage of so-called black voters have risen for Donald Trump and all this other shit. I remember I had a homie who was saying at the time of the end of Trump's, first term when he first ran. I remember him saying some shit about how Joe Biden was going to come in and put a stop to all this shit. Now that same fucking friend looking stupid. You know the reason for why every election, they always want to know what we think, who we voting for, and all this other shit? Because it gives them an opportunity to see how stupid we still are. They have a lot of tactics that they use to see whether or not if we woken up or, whatever the case may be. And this voting shit is one of them. Now, we know that the elections are rigged and all this other shit. Like I told y'all, I don't really get into politics that much with y'all because most people don't know shit. Most people operate off of emotions when it comes down to politics. Most people operate off of amnesia when it comes to politics. So I don't really talk to people about it. I really don't go in depth. Here it is. They talking about one of the things they want to do is give you some sort of voter's ID card, right? Showing that you, that's your way of proving that you legally can vote. Newsflash, you stupid motherfuckers. An ID was already required to vote. What are you talking about, original Lone Wolf? How do you know that? Motherfucker, I used to be an election judge. Do you see the game they playing? You not see it? They're reporting that they're still getting mail-in ballots. They're still receiving them. If I'm not mistaken, the deadline to stop doing mail-in ballots stopped last week or some shit. Something like that, if I ain't mistaken. They still receiving mail-in ballots from way back when the shit first started. When you first was able to start doing mail-in ballots, they still receiving them. Then not only that, what about the people down there in Florida? Certain parts of Georgia, North Kakalaka, right? Who had all their fucking power and shit knocked out. Right? The decimated whole little towns and shit. What about these people? This would be the reason for why I told y'all, and I was talking to everybody, whether if you subscribe to my channel or not, I was telling everybody, man, keep Donald Trump's name out your mouth. I don't give a fuck if you a scholar. I don't give a fuck if you the lowest, bummiest man or woman on the totem pole sleeping in a homeless shelter. Keep Donald Trump's name out your mouth. If you've never been an election judge, just don't talk politics, period. If you've never been an election judge, if you never worked for a politician, like worked under some motherfucker or, something to that effect, just stop, man. Stop. Here it is. I got more experience than most of y'all when it come down to this shit. And y'all don't hear me talking about it. What is there to talk about? It's all bullshit. This be the reason for why I don't have no donations and shit set up. Because what I put out is not worth paying for, in my opinion. Now, it's just my opinion. Some of y'all may feel different. Like, when I was doing the Zoom meetings, a couple of people came forward and asked me how much they needed for the Zoom meeting subscription. You know, motherfuckers they was gonna help me pay for it. I told them niggas now, man. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I have to share there's no value in it. And this is what I've been trying to tell y'all about these gurus that y'all see on YouTube when it come down to discharging debt and all this other shit. If they just get straight to the fucking point, right, and get past all of the bullshit, right, you would discover there's no need to pay these people. The system is fraudulent. They're operating in fraud. What you wanting to read all of their bullshit and follow all of their rules and codes and all this other shit, that means you're operating in fraud. It don't take no money for me to tell y'all this. And the same thing go for this whole thing about voting and all this other stuff. Why I gotta fucking set up a Patreon account or some old bullshit and have people donate money to me to have me tell a motherfucker, hey man, y'all remember 4 years ago, y'all didn't want Donald Trump. Y'all was trying to get rid of him. Here it is 4 years later, y'all trying to get him back. Can y'all make up y'all fucking mind? What's the value in where? I mean, I understand somebody somewhere right now may be watching this video and saying, damn, you know what? That nigga right. Yeah, this time 4 years ago, Donald Trump was a racist. He was a piece of shit. He was an enemy to black people and all kind of shit. And all of a sudden they want him back. I'm not going to doubt that this isn't going to put a light bulb in somebody's head. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I feel like this kind of shit should be free. That's all I'm saying. The stuff that I've gotten on here talking to you all about discharging debt and all this other shit, that shit should be free, man. It's fraud. Why the fuck you gotta pay me to hear me tell you, you know, this shit is fraudulent as hell. They defrauding you, your mama, your grandmama, your daughter, your granddaughter. I mean, goddamn, do you really need me to pay you for that? I'm gonna jump back on here at a later time to get some shit done. My mother had surgery on her spine about a week and a half ago. So the day of the actual surgery, I took off work and shit, and I spent fucking 10 hours at the fucking hospital with her the day of the surgery. So I've been a little busy. And Janet, I saw that you called me, but I've been busy. I apologize. But, you know, my sister died like 10 or 11 years ago. So outside of children, my mother don't have nobody else but me. You know what I'm saying? As far as children are concerned, I'm talking about grandchildren. But as far as children is concerned, I'm the only one that's left. My sister died like 10 or 11 years ago. All right? So I ain't forgot you, baby. I saw that you called me. But I've been, you know, you already know I don't ever get off on time. We talked about that before. I know you work like retail hours and you at the mercy of whoever the fuck is doing the schedule. You know what I'm saying? I know that. But we'll get together. We'll get together. Just, you know, I got to make sure she's straight and, you know, she gets through this physical therapy shit and, you know, everything is copacetic. And we're going to get together. This is one of the reasons for why I have not made a video as of yet prior to like this one. I have not forgot about the conditional acceptance and all this other stuff. I just sent some shit to the Illinois toll people. Like, these motherfuckers is a trip, man. These motherfuckers is a trip. But I just sent back their proposal, and I'm waiting on a human being to respond so I can address that human being directly when I respond back to them. And once I do that, that should be the end of that. And it's like I told y'all, if you all are doing this shit correctly, if you're sending notices, and I don't know why the fuck my damn phone is acting like this. If you all are sending notices and conditional acceptances and these people are not responding, that means they agree. All right, remember I told y'all the state of Illinois came after me for state taxes. And I sent them a conditional acceptance and, you know, I haven't heard from them in, what, 4 or 5 months now? So what that means is that they agreed to my terms. Because I told them, I say, look, if you all can, and like I told you, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read it in a later video. But like I told them in the conditional acceptance, when I went through step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hey man, y'all need to address all of these steps for me. And if you're able to do it, then I'll be gladly and happily enough to pay you. Now, if you're not able to do it, I want you to stand down and cease and desist, right? I have not gotten anything else from them. So that means they agreed to stand down. Period. Automatically. It's agreeing without agreeing. It's agreeing without any communication being set forth other than the fact that you remain silent. That's where the whole acquiesce thing comes into play. Acquiesce goes in two different directions. It means either you're guilty or you agree. And in a murder case, if you got everybody pointing a finger at you like, motherfucker, it was you, I saw you, you know, whatever. You shot him, you stabbed him or whatever. And you got the whole town saying it was you. And you don't respond. You don't say, motherfucker, y'all niggas is blind. Every last one of you cocksuckers got cataracts or something. It wasn't me. If you don't stand up and say something like that, and instead you remain silent, that means you are guilty. If you get something in the mail where they say, yeah, Jack, you owe me some money. You know what I'm saying? Jim Red will send me some shit in the mail like, yeah, nigga, you owe me like 30 bands. You got 10 days to pay me. If you don't fucking pay me, you know, blah, 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 right? And I ignore that shit he sent to me. Then that means I owe Jim Red Wolf $30,000. That's what it means. All right? So acquiescence has duality, so to speak. It could mean you guilty or it could also mean you agree. All right? So when you're doing this shit properly and you sending it off to them, if they do not respond back to you, that means they agree. Okay, so I do want to get back on here. I do want to read that to y'all. I do want to read to y'all what I sent the Illinois toll, because all this shit is recent. So, you know, it's better to do that than to show y'all some shit from years ago. I have to reach out to the Illinois congressman in regards to some tax issues. And I also need to call the IRS in regards to some tax questions that I have. I would rather send them a letter, but a lot of times they don't respond, because keep in mind, when Charles Riddick was the commissioner of the IRS at that time, I sent him a revocation of election and he never responded, right? And that's going back to the whole thing about they agreed. When I told him, hey, man, look, this says this and this says that and this says, you know, this and that and the other. I don't want to be a part of shit no more. If you got a fucking problem with it, you need to reach out to me, right? And keep in mind, I didn't curse or nothing, but you understand my point. I even gave them longer than like 30 days to respond. I gave them like 45, 50 days to respond because it was doing the COVID shit. So I told them, I'm like, look, man, I know you motherfuckers is backed up and shit, and I know y'all got some crazy shit going on. Under normal circumstances, I give a motherfucker 5 to 10 business days to respond to me, which is what I typically do. I say, but because the whole COVID shit and all the bullshit you guys are dealing with, handing out fucking checks and shit, you guys got into April the 15th. I gave them the date of the tax deadline. Motherfucker, you got to the April 15th to respond to me. This was back in like the later part of February, the beginning part of April. I mean, a beginning part of March, excuse me. And they never responded. It's been years now. It's been years now they ain't responded. So they acquiesced once again. But anyway, let me get back on track real quick because I'm going to get up out of here. Keep Donald Trump name out y'all mouth. All right? Get away from any fucking body who's talking politics. I try not to pry into people's lives and you know, like, you know, personal shit like people's husbands and wives and daughters and, you know, children and shit, because I know that that's sacred and sentimental to a lot of people. But sometimes you got to distance yourself from your own family. Sometimes you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving Chicago, and that's with or without my family. That's with or without my mother. That's with or without my son. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay? I'm leaving Illinois. I don't want to be around anybody who ain't trying to do shit. I don't give a fuck if you related to me. You could be my own mother. Me and my mother have had conversations about different things, and, you know, I will no longer let my mother hold me down. I've done that. This is the reason for I've talked to people, you know, don't let your husband or your wife slow you down from doing some shit you know that's right. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, except don't let these motherfuckers stop you, man. I don't give a fuck if you is married to that nigga. Fuck him. If when it comes to this, if you don't want to be on board and if you want to continue to be a slave and I don't want to be, well, then I'll leave you to slavery. But don't hold me back. Don't pull me back in bondage when you see me leaving. Okay? Keep Donald Trump name out y'all motherfucking mouth. Get away from these people. I'm telling you, they don't know what the fuck they want to, they don't know what the fuck they want to do. Here it is, my own mama don't vote no more. You know what caused her to stop? She was an election judge. Now, if something like that can stop that old stubborn ass woman from voting, soon to be 71 years old, is something like, now mind you, she stopped voting years ago. It ain't like this video I'm making now, she just stopped. No, my mother said fuck all that shit when she stopped being an election judge. Her oldest sister got in. Got my mother in. My mother got me in. All three of us was doing it. Because you can be an election judge for life. As long as your motherfucking ass ain't too sick and ain't too old to where you can't get up and go to the poll place and put in those 14, 15, 16 hours that you got to put in that day. Oh, yeah. I've worked in excess of 16 to 18 motherfucking hours on one election day. Straight up. But as long as you can do that, they'll call you every election. The people that worked the last election, they get first dibs on the next one. All right? And that's how you got motherfuckers that's been an election judge 20, 30 years. That's how that happened. That shit stopped my mama from voting. That should tell y'all something. That should tell you something, man. Because I remember my mom used to vote. She voted for Harold Washington. When Harold Washington was running for mayor of Chicago and shit, she voted for him. I remember that. I remember Harold Washington. I remember him. You know what I'm saying? I also remember they murdered him, too. They killed that man. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell y'all. Heart attack my ass. Yeah, he might have had a heart attack. That might have been the cause of his death. But that fucking heart attack was induced. Okay? That heart attack was induced. You dig? Motherfucker killed that man. They killed him right there in his fucking office. It's some fucking bullshit. Straight up. But she don't vote no more. Because she finally opened her eyes and she saw that it was pure bullshit. At that time. You know what I'm saying? Back then. Because I haven't been an election judge in so long, it ain't funny. And my mother stopped doing it before I did. But yeah, keep that man name out y'all mouth, man. Y'all just stop this stupid shit. All right? And that's really pretty much all I had to say. Like I said, I'm going to get back on here. I've been busy with work. Like I said, my mother just had surgery on her spine about 10 days, 12 days ago, some shit like that. And, you know, I've been dealing with her. Now, luckily, she's doing okay. She's not like, you know, she's more so just recovering from the actual surgery. But the reason for why she had the surgery, everything is going okay. Now that, you know, the surgery is over and, you know, you got to do the physical therapy and the rehab and all that other bullshit. Everything is going good. And plus, they're coming to us. I don't even have to fucking pick her up and take her to rehab and all this other stuff. So, once she gets a little bit better, I'm going to get back on here. I'm going to make another video talking about the whole discharge and debt thing again, and particularly with these conditional acceptances. They do work, as I explained to y'all in one of the videos I showed y'all in the Black Laws Dictionary about what acceptance is and the different types of acceptances. And as y'all saw, one of those types of acceptances is conditional. It's basically a counter offer. That's all it is. But you have to understand how to use that. And the only way to be able to fully understand it is to know that they're sending you an offer in the mail to begin with. You have to understand that. You have to be able to prove that that's what it is and it's not a bill. There's no such thing as a bill if all of the debt is being discharged upon the back of the United States dollar for dollar. You understand? That means there ain't no bill, right? They're proposals. And you can counteract a proposal, all right? So I'm going to get up out of here, man. Finish getting ready to get to work. I need you guys, man, to be on y'all game. And I'm talking to my subscribers right now. Be on y'all game, man. Look, to be aware is to be alive. That's the best way I can put it. Believe none of what you hear and only like 2% of what you see. You know, with the green screens and all of that shit they got out here now, you can't even believe what you're looking at. You remember the video that Jim Red Wolf put out that I piggybacked off of, and y'all saw the fucking people standing up at the podium, they glitching and all this other bullshit. Be mindful of that kind of shit. Because the scam is in full effect. They running campaign and propaganda machines and psyops 24/7, 365. I'm talking about them motherfuckers coming hot off the press. They ready. Okay? But yeah, that's about all I got to say, man, for the time being. Keep Donald Trump name out y'all mouth. Remember what I said to y'all. This time 4 years ago, y'all couldn't wait to get rid of this man. Now you want him back? When this motherfucker, and I'm going to end it like this. When this motherfucker is at the forefront of another scamdemic, because, you know, they shut the country down. They did all this shit under him. Operation Warp Speed was the fucking vaccine coming out so quick and the whole 9 yards. What you motherfuckers going to do when this nigga get back in office and the same shit continue to happen? Who you going to blame then? if it's not yourself. All right? It's the original Lone Wolf, man. I'm out.